Hi, I'm William Stewart, co-founder of Teleios. Welcome back to our verse-by-verse study on the book of Matthew. I'm so glad you're here. We are in chapter 26. We are in the upper room, and Christ has just had the communion with the disciples, and Judas has been identified as a traitor. So the disciples and Christ leave the upper room and head over to the Mount of Olives. Remember, this is to the east, just east of Jerusalem. And it's where, from this location, Christ will ascend after his resurrection on the day of Pentecost and will return at his second coming. So, this is an important location. So, he goes there, and Christ said to them, "All ye shall be offended because of me this night. For it is written, I will smite the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock shall be scattered abroad." Now, who is all here? Perhaps this could indicate the all the Jews in Jerusalem, yet all might also be just the disciples in this context. So it's not really clear, but I would tend to think he would mean the disciples specifically, and perhaps also all people, all the Jews around Judea by extension. And I think it's really pretty clear everybody denies Christ on this night, because really at his crucifixion, very few people are standing there with him. Let me say this again. I think it's clear that almost everybody denies Christ on this night, because at his crucifixion, very few are there standing with him, and people have gone their own way. Again, the word here for offend is not just being nasty to somebody and they get emotional about it. It's that word in the original Greek, skandalazo, meaning really a turning away of the faith. The disciples, of course, come back to belief, and we don't know exactly how their belief may have changed, but they have fled Christ. So it could be they really haven't believed that he was Messiah at his death. In their fear and dismay, it must have been very hard, but yet by the end, of course, the 11 remaining appear to all have believed. So, as Christ as Messiah, as he as resurrected. I think at this time, again, this is controversial. Without the Holy Spirit, without the regeneration, men during the gospel times could come in and out of belief, and I think that explains a lot of the verbiage in the gospels about following and having to stay close to Christ, as well as what appears to be some, like particularly the disciples, coming in and out of belief. Read John 14 as an example. So this you'll need to look at yourself and determine. But at this time, he's warning them what's going to happen. Peter, of course, who is often outspoken, says, "No, verily." Peter answered him and said, "Though all men should be offended because of thee, I will never be offended." And Christ gives him the ugly truth. "Verily, I say unto thee, this night before the cock crows, you will deny me 3 times. Ouch. Indeed, that does happen. What's the purpose of this? I think that it really shows the frailty of man. As much as they are, a man might be determined, or a woman, to say that but themselves they will do good, their works will be good. As we know from Romans 3:10-12, no man seeks after God, nobody understands. Their works are not good. We are frail, full of sin, as Romans 5 says, and it's only God who saves. And I'll reiterate, even for the disciples, as they might come in and out of belief, God is the one that chooses, even for gospel and Old Testament saints as well as church saints, Read John 6:44. I think also John 6:37 or 39. Um, John 10 28 to 30. We're in His hands. So, for those that God has already determined to save, like the 11 disciples that remain, they will come to faith. Last verse here in 35. Though I should die with thee, Peter continues to protest, I will not deny thee. Likewise, also said the disciples. Yet it did happen, and but God is merciful. He had chosen them, and like us, He will preserve His chosen people to salvation. Okay, so we've covered Peter's denial, showing human frailty. We'll continue with this amazing night, a horrific night, yet a night full of hope. Next time, please join me then.